So how does life on boat versus life on land compare? Let's take a look. So sometimes it can be tricky because as you can see here, we're about a meter or more high from the ground. So let's carefully get onto your home. So the first thing that we're gonna take a look at is space. How much space do you really have on a sailboat?
So just in case you don't know, guys, this boat is 41 feet, which is about almost 14 meters.
You definitely have a bigger closet at home, even in a small New York City apartment. If you come here, you can see there's one cabinet in one of the back cabins, and there's a small section to put your clothes, fairly decent. In the back here, you can make do, you just have a little less room for all of your belongings.
Yeah, and so just so you know, so this is mainly if you're like a guest, because if you're living, this is your sailboat, well, you have usually the main cabin. The main cabin has a little more storage because you have those parts. You have a bigger closet also usually, and you have your own private bathroom that you can maybe turn into a closet if you need to. And also you can, if you're on your own, you can hijack all the closets around here. So Trina, tell us about the kitchen also.
Yeah, so there is limited space. However, what I love about a sailboat is the efficiency of the space. As you can see here, there's place everywhere. So in all of the top rooms, I don't know what these are called, all along the top, you have space for your things. If you go on the bottom too, basically you're using every single inch of space on the sailboat. And it's really funny though, because we had a pretty big apartment in New York City. I don't know if you've seen the video in New York City about our apartment, but if you go in here and take a look at all the great things that Pierre's aunt has in her kitchen, I feel like she has a lot more things than we did. She even has this huge juice press, as you can see here.
Which is right here. Actually, it's attached to the mast.
So you literally do make use of every single space, and along the cushions as well. Everything here underneath is storage space. So if you have some foods that you're using, if you have some bigger items in your kitchen, obviously you can go ahead and put that there. What I love too is underneath there's also storage. So for example, here you have the wine and the water.
This is the best part of the boat, guys.
Very efficient use of space.
Boom, and then so obviously you have more closets here, and you have under the couch closets. All right, the second part we're gonna talk about is water. So on a sailboat you have limited water supplies if you're not docked or if you're not in a marina. So most of the sailboats have between 100 and 300 liters of tanks for water, and with that, if you're 4 people or even 2 people, you have to be like very efficient with your water.
Yeah, you have to be really efficient. So for example, when we were sailing, there's always going to be a pump for seawater. So you can use your pumps for seawater to flush the toilet. You can even use it to get water in the sink. What we did is we did an initial rinse when washing dishes with seawater, and then we went ahead and washed the final ones with soft water, juice water, fresh water. There you go. Number 3 is a bathroom. You're still paying attention to how much water you use. I'm really proud of the fact that I was able to manage to brush my teeth and wash my face with just 1 cup of water after 2 weeks of being here on the sailboat. Wow. So great for water consumption. Here you have a little bit more room for the bathroom. I don't know if Pierre fits.
You have a shower. Yeah. I don't think we can really fit all together in here.
No, it's like a 1-person bathroom.
Here, close the door.
Maybe 2 if you're really intimate.
So you've got the head here, so basically the toilets, and this is, basically that's all you get, and you can't go too crazy on those. And also when you're, I'm gonna go on. Also, when you're not sailing on there, the problem is that your black water, basically your dirty water, goes in the tank. So as long as you're not sailing offshore, you cannot dump the dirty water. So that's something important to know.
You also have to pump your toilet, so that's also.
You also have to pump them manually on most boats. All right, that's it for the bathroom. Now another challenge is electricity, but it's really a challenge when you're sailing or when you're anchored, when you're on your own.
Moored.
So something to know is that you might have batteries on the boat, but it drains really quickly, especially at night when several people need the plugs, and when you also need to charge maybe a laptop. If you're a creator and you're trying to edit videos, you need a lot of juice actually, and that's kind of that can be something to think about. So you have a lot of solutions for that. Either you docked on a key and then that's it. That's very simple. You see, you have electricity boxes right there where you can plug yourself, or you can be completely independent with solar panels. So here we had about 300 watts of solar panels, and that will charge 4 big batteries, and then after you have to use a converter to get 220 volts or 110 depending on where you are in this world. That's something to know. You can have that. You can also have windmills. You have a lot of options, but just so you know, it is kind of pricey, I would say, and you need investment in that. So that's something to consider, how much energy you're gonna consume off the grid. If you're editing videos, that might be more. If you are charging a lot of batteries, that might be more. If you're just charging your phone, you're gonna be fine, right, Trina? You didn't have that problem.
No, I didn't have that problem. Pierre, on the other hand, had a lot of that problem just because he was editing so many videos. He was using programs that took a lot of energy on his laptop.
Yeah.
Therefore, it was really important for us to kind of find some electricity.
Dun, dun.
Dun dun.
All right, next challenge. What's the next one, Trina?
I don't know.
Okay, let's look at our script. Privacy, guys. So, Trina, how private is a sailboat?
It depends on if you're the only 2 people on it. If it's just for the 2 of you, hey, it's great.
It's very private,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
It can be very, very private. Although, when you're talking about the common living spaces, you are always going to run into each other. Now, if you have visitors on the sailboat, that becomes somewhat of an issue. 4 people, decent. 6, 8, okay, well, you're really gonna have no privacy.
Yeah, it gets really complicated for the bathroom, for everything. We can hear you everywhere, so
yeah, paper thin
don't
walls.
go crazy. We just wanted to add that note just in case you're wondering how quiet it can be.
Yeah.
Next challenge is simply working out on the sailboat. Trina, have you been able to do your yoga like you plan to?
Not like I plan to. I've seen other people who are living on sailboats who have somewhat of routine. So they'll go on deck and they do like their arm presses or a little bit of, I don't know, like sit-ups and things like that. And it seems pretty okay. I just never really developed a routine. I think I tried it once and there's so many things on the deck that I didn't really know where to go.
Yeah, I think also it's something very important if you're gonna buy your sailboats to live on. Make sure if you are working out, if you do yoga or whatever, that there is a flat deck space. This one doesn't have that much of the flat deck part, simply the way it's designed, you know. But that being said, Trina, if you want to work out and you're with a nice water, you can always go swim, right? You went swimming quite a bit.
I went swimming quite a bit. Obviously, that's an advantage of living on a sailboat. You're surrounded by water, so you can take a dip in the pool. The other thing to note, though, I think is interesting what your uncle said. Life on a sailboat for him is so much more physically enduring than life on land. He's always watching out for his balance. He's always working on little things around the sailboat. I don't know how you say that, really. I don't know how you say that.
No, yeah, that brings up the maintenance point. For example, maintenance, you're going to be doing a lot of maintenance on the sailboat. Lots of things to fix all the time or just to improve. If you're not handy, you might hire people, but that's gonna get super expensive. So if you're trying to live cheaply, you're gonna get your hands dirty and you're gonna do it yourself. It's gonna build up your muscles. Yay! Not mine, but it's okay.
Or you can always climb up the masts as well if you need a little more physical endurance.
Also, yeah, but swimming is still safer, guys. Swimming is still safer.
That's true.
All right, next challenge is basically humidity, right? That's something you might not be thinking about when you're looking for apartments, but on the water, it's completely different story. If you're in a tropical area or cold area, well, what's gonna happen is you're gonna have either the air super humid or you might have condensation happening in the boat, and that's just a huge problem. You have a lot of solutions like dehumidifiers and heating up the boat properly, etc., but it's just something to keep in mind. Now, Trina, here we did not experience that really, did we?
No, not at all. In the Mediterranean, the climate is very dry, so we had no problem with humidity whatsoever. At night, though, we did take away all of the cushions that are outside, pillows, anything like that, but it was very minimal.
Yeah, it's just falling on top of the boat, but nothing inside like tropical island air. All right, and there you have it, Trina. We covered everything, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that was taken from our experience after 2-3 weeks of being on a sailboat with Pierre's aunt and uncle. I'm sure that if you're really living in a sailboat for the rest of the year, you'll have a lot more to add. So maybe you can help us understand what those challenges really are in the comments.
Absolutely, and if you have more questions, there is a very good book we recommend which is called Living Aboard. Link is in the description below, and there is another video that we made a little in the past about those challenges just for fun. You can check it out if you want. And in case you're wondering, we're on a world tour right now, so make sure you tune in, make sure you subscribe to that channel, and that you join us on our adventures, right, Trina?
Absolutely.
All right, see you. That sounds so scripted. All right, see you guys. We'll see you in another episode.